Welcome to another episode of the Cinema Snob in a brand new place. No, this isn't gonna work at all. Well, this could work. Today we're talking about... I don't like traffic sounds. Let's find somewhere else. Maybe this'll work. Except my lips aren't matching my words. And the quality's a little bad. Next. On today's Cinema Snob, the topic is...
Dude, do you mind? It's 3 in the afternoon.
Exactly. It's 3 in the afternoon. I'm not doing a floor season again. Sorry. Also, I kind of sound like God in this room. Chair against a wall, poster in the background, relatively familiar, sure, but as long as my ass is happy and comfy, I'll do just fine. And there's no better way to start out a new set than by finishing up the goddamn Sleepaway Camp series. Return to Sleepaway Camp brings back the original film's writer and director, Robert Hiltzik, not to mention a few members of the original cast. Finally, we have an actual proper sequel to the first film, which means we have none of this.
Oh, I'm a happy camper, I love the summer sun.
And none of this.
Angela's back to slash last year's record.
And also no Sleepaway Camp 4 or Son of Sleepaway Camp, as if they fucking count. But... there is a lot of this.
Your ass stinks. Your ass stinks. Your ass stinks.
What'd you say?
Hey, Bella, your ass stinks. Your ass stinks.
Yep, it's the most official Sleepaway Camp out of the entire bunch. And it's the worst one yet.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
You know, I should be happy that the Sleepaway Camp films are over, but there is so much that is so fucking wrong with Return to Sleepaway Camp that it's like getting mad at the series finale of a show that I didn't even like. Sure, it's over, but why did David the Gnome have to turn into a fucking tree? That's fucking depressing! The film starts out more like a fan video of the first film and less like an actual movie. Isaac Hayes as the chef? Ooh, sweet reference that has nothing to do with Sleepaway Camp. This credit sequence is so bad, and that music is so grating, that it actually makes this catchy. And that's not even a fucking song! They try to be clever by keeping Felissa Rose, the original Angela's, name off of the credits, even though it had already been confirmed years before release that she's in the movie. Or maybe her name was in there, I don't know. They show us newspaper clippings about the events of the original film, but the camera is so fucking shaky that I can't read any of it. Chick had a dick, that's all you need to remember, so let's move on to the new film.
Okay, my turn.
Well, that's a classy way to start your film. Keep going with that, and I'm gonna expect the Transformers to show up. It's in this opening scene that we meet Alan.
You better not break my lighter, Alan.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Piss on me like you do to your bed every night?
Shut up.
No, you shut up!
This is our lead. Alan is the camp delinquent, and it goes back and forth from him being a bully,
What are you dicks laughing at?
Nothing.
You making fun of me?
No, Alan.
to him being the one who is bullied.
You're out of your fucking mind. Let go!
without any fucking consistency whatsoever. So all we are left with is an unlikable lead character who we do not feel sorry for when he is bullied. And when I say unlikable, that is the biggest understatement I've ever uttered on this entire show. Alan is arguably the worst lead character in any horror film ever made. I am not kidding when I say that Alan is the most unlikable lead since Triumph of the Will. I mean, look at this. He upset the cast from Stand By Me. That's just not cool. He has the classic traits of a bully. He picks on those around him with weaknesses, but a second later, someone bigger and tougher than him puts him in his place.
Clean it up. No, you! I said, clean it up! Let go of me!
I do not want to see a movie about this guy, because most of it just amounts to this.
Let me go, you big pussy! You don't tell me what to do! Let me go!
Oh, I get it, because he played Big Pussy on The Sopranos. It would have been much funnier if he called him a Scarboni. What? That was his character's name from the Jerky Boys movie. Much more obscure reference, which means I approve. Still doesn't make any fucking sense for it to be there, but I approve.
You kids have no respect for anything.
It's alright, Frank. I'll take it from here.
Oh, hey, it's Angela. Everyone say hi to Angela.
Hey, why are you talking like that?
So they can disguise her voice so we won't know it's her, even though we all know it's her. Ronnie, the background weightlifter from the original, returns looking like what every doo-wop performer of the 1950s looks like now.
Alan, I thought we agreed you were going to work extra hard. Behave yourself.
I'm trying, Ronnie, but everybody keeps picking on me because I'm different.
No, they're picking on you because you're a fucking asshole. And the opening credits weren't lying. There's Isaac Hayes as Chef. Makes sense. Alan is about as likable as later season's Eric Cartman. And Lenny Venito joins Vincent Pastore among actors who are way too good to be appearing in this movie. Instead, they're stuck acting opposite this.
Egg salad and tuna salad.
That stuff sucks. I want ice cream.
Well, that's tough shit, ain't it?
Though maybe it's worth it to see Venito throw eggs at this piece of shit. Come on, Lenny. Al Pacino blew your brains into a fish tank in Geely. You've been in better movies than this.
You all suck. I hope you die.
Funny. I was thinking the same thing about you.
Everyone's always picking on me.
Yeah, you think it's because you do shit like this?
Put out, put out, put out, put out, put out, put out, put out.
Seriously, the only friends this kid has is a group of frogs.
They're my friends. They don't care if I was sick once. They like me anyway.
No, they don't like you. In fact, they're probably praying that they were in a Ruggero Deodato film. Obviously, they want us to think Alan is the killer, but we already know Angela's in the film. Look, there she fucking is, so we know she's the killer, which renders scenes like this pointless.
Come on, Alan. Give me the knife.
Knife!
Wow, that was about as tense as a bowl of shredded wheat. And much like the first one with the pedo chef, the first person to die is the kitchen worker, in a very, very similar fashion. Son of a bitch. I think I know who the killer is. Oh, Toxie, must your avenging be so graphic? Good lord, he turned him into carnival food! Well, at least we don't get 5 minutes of this again. Okay, I still get it. It isn't until I see Ronnie's shirt here that I realize that the name of the camp is Camp Man-Abe. Okay. This was apparently Isaac Hayes' last released film before his death, which seems really sad, as he's mostly just standing there, saying nothing and looking depressed. He certainly paid more attention to the reactive mind when accepting this role. Even the extras look like they were put there at gunpoint. Fucking Alan isn't even pleasing to the eye. He looks like a paint can that's been shook up too much by a lousy painter who then fucked it. Add one giant crooked tooth down the middle of his face, and we have the words bitter virgin in human form. If it wasn't awkward enough, they actually make him flirt with someone.
What's that smell?
What smell?
Oh my god, it's you!
Me?
Look at him. What did you expect him to smell like? And why are they all standing in a straight line? There seems to be plenty of open space in this dance hall.
Wow, Alan, you must have some pair of balls! Oh my god!
Is it bad that I love seeing horrible things happen to this guy?
What do I got, a rumble going on here?
TC was picking on Alan again.
Because Alan's an asshole! He's more annoying than the stereotypical pothead whose name in the movie is probably just Pothead.
Hey, Weed.
Weed. His name is Weed. Well, I was fucking close. I can't wait to see the camp slut, who is probably literally named Whore. Weed and his lackey wrap cow shit up in a joint and then talk Alan into smoking it. I'm having a hard time believing that there's really cow shit in there. For some reason, that leads to Alan's new nickname.
Excuse me? His name's Blowjob.
Nickname doesn't even make sense. His initials aren't BJ.
What's going on?
What do you think's going on? These hooligans were making fun of Alan again.
Who are you and why do you care? Since Weed is too high to get killed in a canoe out in the middle of the lake, he gets killed on land instead.
Hey, there's gas in those cans. What are you trying to do, blow us up?
What are those even doing there? Oh, right. It's so they can play a part in his death. Gas is forced down his throat, a big piece of tape reading drugs are for dummies is put on his mouth, but none of this actually kills him. Bad CGI kills him. Okay, why was that note put on his mouth? He couldn't see that it was there, and it was burnt along with everything else, which means no one else can read it. I guess it was just a little something for the killer and the audience. The best part of this isn't even the death, it's his friend's reaction to the death. Are you upset that your friend Weed died, or are you upset that he's the one that had all the weed?
I got a bad feeling about this, Frank.
Yeah, I thought the same thing the first time Alan opened his big fucking mouth. Hey, look, there's Angela again. Wonder what she'll have to say now.
Heroin. Isn't that where that kid went on a killing spree?
Yeah, that's the place. Ruined the camp business for years. Ronnie was the head counselor over there.
What happened to that kid?
What happened to the kid?
You sure he's still locked up?
Why are you asking him this? You were there when the crimes happened. Oh my god, back foreshadowing. Also, I swear the soundtrack is on loan from an Uli Lamo film. I don't know what's worse, the music or another scene of Alan bothering people again.
I just wanted to ask Karen if she would go to my secret hideout with me.
Ooh, secret hideout.
I'm not leaving until you say yes.
When young Gacy asks you to his secret hiding place, you say no. There are plenty of nice people out there with crawl spaces.
Karen, would you just say yes so we could get rid of him? Are you kidding me?
Don't say yes, just kick his ass.
And if he don't leave soon, I'm gonna shove this mallet up his ass, and it ain't gonna be pretty, girls.
Thank you! Shove a fucking cactus up his ass! Seriously, who would want to spend 5 minutes alone with this fucking turd? Unless you're luring him into the woods just to shoot paintballs at him. how I wish this were Child's Play 3 and those bullets were real? Cameo time again. This time from Jonathan Tiersten, who played Cousin Ricky in the first film.
The head counselor over at Camp Manabi said this accident that happened over there may be related to your cousin Angela.
Why are you asking him this? You already know the answers. You're fucking Angela, and there's no one else there with you to give you a reason to put on this performance. This scene only exists just to show Ricky and to give another excuse for pointless exposition.
Angela's really a man now, isn't she?
You know what? Fuck you!
But I shouldn't complain too much, because along with Lenny Venito and Vincent Pastore, Tiersten gives one of the better performances in the movie. Too bad we have to cut back to this.
One day I'll show them, and I'll always stay with my friends.
The girls show up, amazingly, to see Alan, but it's ruined when some of the other douchebags throw skinned frogs at them.
You did this?
Shit, yeah!
But why?
Okay, now I want these fucking guys to die too. 1, they skinned frogs, and 2, they actually made me feel sorry for Alan. Why the fuck would you do that to your audience? And with Alan being Alan, explaining things doesn't help very much.
Stay away from me, Alan.
Oh, I need you off my dock without a bathing suit, B.
The chicks don't have on bathing suits either. I can't believe no one has given him a wedgie yet. Well, that solves that. Plus, I think that this is the first bath he's been given in years.
What's going on here? What happened to him?
What do you think happened? When are you going to do something about this?
Okay, none of this works. In the original film, Angela was picked on, she was bullied, yes, and there was even a scene like this where she was thrown into the water. But Angela was likable. Angela had a sweet sort of innocence to her that made it more shocking when something slightly dark would happen with her character. Alan is none of those things. Alan is a bully who just so happens to also get bullied. When people in the story feel sorry for him, it makes no goddamn sense. At least Ronnie's still been hitting the gym, so I guess that's nice to know. A group of the other campers decide to pull another prank on Alan because, hey, it's Tuesday.
Come on, just a little joke. And besides, he likes it when we make fun of him.
No, I like it when you make fun of him. The only notable thing here is that we get to see a clip from the short-lived revival of Beretta.
Stinks!
What did you say?
Yeah, it didn't go over so well. The more I watch this, the more I think, why isn't this girl the lead? She looks a little like Angela, she's awkward, and I actually feel bad when she gets picked on. And if she were the lead, Alan would have been among the first to die. But no, he doesn't die, so we get to see a person shoot spitballs at him from all sorts of angles. Magic spitball theory. And there's shit like this.
What was that for? Shooting spitballs at me? No, better not be.
I hope your herpes get herpes.
Let go of me! I'll let go of you. I'm gonna kick your ass out of this camp so fast you won't know what hit you!
You know, that's an interesting point. Why doesn't he fucking get sent home? In reality, this fucking prick would have been sent home after the first week of summer. Alan actually falls for the other's prank, which, oh zany, leaves him near naked on the stage. Still funnier than Napoleon Dynamite. Even though 2 people have died in this film, I still feel like nothing has happened, except that Ronnie is slowly turning into Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Who are you really? Where do you come from, huh?
Ronnie, you're scaring me.
Every single time Alan gets in trouble, there you are, Johnny on the spot. Why is that, Petey? Huh? Why?
What are you talking about?
Well, that sounds familiar.
What are you doing?
It's like all those other times. He gets into trouble, you run to a rescue and try to take care of everybody. How are you gonna do it this time? Another drowning or something worse?
What are you talking about? Let me go!
I saw you those times!
And he does raise an interesting point. Why is she always helping Alan?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Peter? No, wait. It's not Peter, is it? No. It's Angela!
Oh, that's not Angela. That's Angela. Wait a minute. Why is she in this scene? Where did she come from? This movie is starting to get weird.
You kids better stop that noise and return to your bunks.
Okay, and it's also starting to turn into Assault on Precinct 13 for some reason.
Calling me that! Stop calling me that!
Okay, well, it's Precinct 13 if the Cholo just decided to call the grieving father a blowjob. And if it all ended in a tantrum and not a shootout.
Listen, I've been in this business a long time, and believe me, I've seen much worse tantrums than that.
Yeah, but the difference being, we didn't have to see a movie about that. Fuck, why was I talking? Now Vincent is tied up for some reason and, uh-oh, rat death. The worst kind of rat death. They had to put a black screen there because it was just too amazing for us to see. Or they blew their entire budget on Isaac Hayes, shitty credits, and shitty CGI. Not that the side characters are any good either. These girls are so dumb that they didn't even see the killer standing in the room the entire time. Angela's getting on a roll here. After Big Pussy's non-death, now it's time to tie up one of the other counselors and Giovanni Lombardo Radice the hell out of his dick.
What, are we hanging some mice tonight?
You're about to get your dick cut off. Would you mind taking this more seriously? He must have been tied up here for a while. Look, it's now daylight outside. Even his girlfriend has had enough.
Oh shit! He's coming after me!
What are you talking about? There's no one there! You couldn't even get someone to stand in for a faceless killer! Even John Holmes would say that's not realistic. Damn, a penile death scene so severe, I didn't have to censor anything. And this girl has to die too, because why the fuck not? I guess she's fucking dead somehow. How is it that the man who brought us this is now giving us the shittiest death scenes since Son of Sleepaway Camp? I feel bad that these campers now have to resort to porn. Back in the 80s, campers were banging all over the place. But some things never change. People are still trying to kill them. Really?
Look at it! It's as sharp as a fucking spike!
Maybe. I can't tell. It's too dark down there.
What are you talking about? I can see it perfect!
Oh my god, you fucking idiots! Wait, why didn't it cut to black? I don't like this movie's inconsistency. Next thing you know, it's gonna show this girl's death too.
What the fuck?
Well, they missed the perfect opportunity to have her bleed Skittles. Thankfully, someone here knows what's going on.
What are you talking about?
She's back, Jenny! That evil little witch is back!
Who?
Angela.
Acting.
It's Alan. Alan did this. I warned you guys and you didn't believe me.
You didn't believe her? Who wouldn't believe that this piece of shit would probably have some homicidal tendencies?
You don't want to be messing like that, Alan.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do!
That's a dick.
What? That what she said.
What's happening here?
I'll tell you what's happening. You keep killing people. Wait, watch for this one dude's grand fucking entrance.
And he's already killed Frank and TC.
Hey, what's all the commotion?
Alan killed Frank, TC, Bella.
What?
Thank you for pretending like you give a rat's ass. Of course, they bring back Ricky again, and once that happened, I started expecting Paul's severed head to show back up. We see the aftermath of that car wreck, and holy crap, this was my favorite villain from the climax of Cabin in the Woods. You know that awesome moment when you realize that there's only 10 minutes of a movie left? It's pretty great. Except it's usually the longest 10 minutes ever. That is, unless it involves horrible, horrible shit happening to Alan.
You're sick. You're a monster, Alan. Not sick. Yes, you are!
Here they go, searching for another plot twist, except this one was already figured out 80 minutes ago.
They have to be so mean all the time. They think they can do whatever they want to you and get away with it. But they didn't know I was here, did they? I've been waiting a long time for this. A long time.
Oh my god. Angela's the killer, and she was the cop the entire time.
Michael thought skinning frogs was cool. Ask him how cool it is now. Angela!
Thank you for that, Ricky. You know, when you have an unreadable line, fuck it. Just go for it. How in the hell would someone not see this coming? You have a sheriff with obvious prosthetics on their face, with a fake beard and a voice box, played by someone who is not only obviously a woman, but obviously Felissa Rose. And if she's killing people for some kind of anti-bullying message, like she said, then why wasn't Alan the first one to go? Oh, it's so we would think that he was the killer, even though everyone already knows Angela is, and it's the sequel to a film that's mostly known for its shocking twist at the end, leaving people to wonder what the shocking twist in this film will be. Thanks, Shyamalan. You started out with The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, and left us with The Village. Oh, but there's still a few seconds left.
Oh, God.
Ew. Where the fuck were those effects for the rest of the movie? Son of a bitch, if the rest of the movie's death scenes looked this good, at least it would have had that, instead of cutting to black and really shitty CGI. I really don't like this movie. What a nice self-aware moment. Because that's the making of a great follow-up to Camp, when it's fucking aware of itself. I don't get this movie. After 20-some years, we have a reunion of the original movie's creator, the original cast, and instead of it being any kind of proper reunion, it's just this guy crying and being an absolute dickhead, while everyone else has just resorted to cameos. And where the hell did Isaac Hayes go in this movie? He didn't even have a death scene. He just disappears 20 minutes in. Return to Sleepaway Camp sat on the shelf for 5 years before getting a straight-to-DVD release, which only resulted in nearly every review saying more or less the same things that I just said. And even now, there's still talk of a Sleepaway Camp Berserk 3D. Maybe it'll get shot next year with a 2018 release date. Or maybe it could be an actual proper follow-up to these characters. But until then, I am done with Sleepaway Camp films. So now, I can move on to something much better. Oh, what's it matter? Whatever I watch next is still gonna put me in a foul mood. Why the hell do I have a Caligula poster hung up? And the hell? Is that a Spanish Kingdom of the Spiders poster? George Lazenby? Is that you? Most of the posters haven't been unpacked yet.
Linda, goddammit, I can't fucking breathe! And you're hurting my fucking pecker!